And
Dude,
I'm feeling so
cool.
joyful, Lance, and it's all because of this system that you have. It's amazing.
Yeah, no,
It truly is.
thank you for being amazing and working so hard and always having great attitude, and just having an open mind and giving your very best effort.
In September, I was lost.
Mhm.
I was searching and Googling and looking for someone who could help me really build my self-esteem.
Mhm.
And it was your reviews. I went on Google, then I saw you on Facebook. I listened or read a lot of the information that was out there. And your program, I gravitated towards it just because of the reviews, because of what I was reading. It's like, there's something here that drew me to it. It drew me to, just the title, Refocus on Happiness. I wanted to have happiness in my life. And I've been through the therapies. I've gone through many different counselors and spent a lot of money doing that too. And this was one of the best trips I've ever taken, and I say it's a trip because it is a trip.
It is.
And it was the best investment and the best trip I ever took, because I was skeptical at first because I had been through so many different therapists and, counseling. And it's like, oh gosh, just another program that I'm going to try. But I put my best foot forward, and by golly, this was the unique one that truly turned my life around, changed my life. And I get to live with happiness.
Yeah.
And I get to refocus on that happiness every day. Yeah, life's not always going to be great, but it's comforting to know that I always have your program, and my program, I'll call it now. It's my program to call back on.
This is true.
Right?
Yep.
But years of searching, and the breaking point back in September on Labor Day was a relationship that just kind of started to crumble, and it did crumble. And that pushed me into this program to change my life forever. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for all you do to really encourage and inspire me to really know that this is something that I can succeed at. I was doubtful at first, but you never ending support, your encouragement, your guidance as to how to work the program was astounding. I mean, full commitment from your end, into this investment. And it is the best trip I've ever been on.
I like your choice of words. I like your choice of words. So let me ask you here, and I always like to emphasize this here. Michelle, was this easy? Was this easy? No. To anyone listening, this is not easy. And I think it's really great that I'll never forget some of our conversations, because to me, they were memorable, because I remember where I was at. I had a lot of stuff going on. And I just remember being in a space where, you and I had to work a little harder together to really connect a few dots. So you could really get the most out of it. And so anyone listening here, do not think for a fucking second this was easy. Michelle and I worked really hard together. We worked together even beyond the core, Q&A calls. It wasn't just the core calls. And, I always take pride in, I'll do what I need to do to get that person to where they go, as long as they follow instructions and they give their best effort, which you always did. You always had a great attitude. You always gave your very best effort. I never had to repeat myself. And that's what always makes a great co-creation. But because you always had a great attitude, open-mindedness, and you did the work, that's why we succeeded so well together. It is a workout. It's not a magic trick. So let me ask you a question, just for context for other people. If you were going to rank the level of that period was for you, like that, in terms of challenging, what number would you say it is as far as the most challenging periods in your life? What ranking do you think you would give it, if you just kind of want to throw something out there, just for context for people who are going through a really hard time, that think that what they're going through is insurmountable? It's really nice when they know, hey, a lot of people do this here. They're in a really challenging spot too. In your life, what do you think you would have ranked objectively the period you were going through before you and I connected? on a scale from 1 to 10, like top 10 would be a top 10 most challenging times of your life?
This was a 10 plus. I mean, it was where I was in September was a 10 plus, and challenging. I mean, this program is challenging, and a commitment to not only really dedicate yourself to this program. However, the most challenging part of it too is going through it.
Mhm.
You know, while you're there to support, gosh, 110% of the way, I found through the program the emotional challenge to continue to climb
Mhm.
was a commitment within myself that I cried myself through it at times. Sometimes they were joyful cries because it's that emotion that really surfaces up through this program was something that I have never experienced. And that's where the challenge is. I mean, 10 plus, you know, when I started this program, even through the program, it continued to come down, but it was fluctuating because as we could, you know, because I would call upon you, you know, you're my lifeline, like, okay, I've got this challenge. How can I get through this?
Mhm.
So that those challenges it didn't go from 10 to 1, you know, in a week. Over this 6-week period, or however long that you're going through this program, it's an up and down climb
Mhm.
until you really, when you're done with the program and you finish and you're fully committed to it,
Mhm.
that's where you continue to climb that emotional ladder. You can stay in that powerful state, knowing that it's still gonna be a climb for the rest of your life. However, I don't think I'll ever get below a 7.
It's impossible.
No.
As long as you do your tools each day. I mean, I've been doing this for years, and
Yes.
I've never had below a 70% day. I might have a challenging 70% day from time to time, but it's never below that.
And it's a different workout at that point, because going back to the old identity that I had, I would never I never had the tools to say, okay, what can I do to help myself get back to that powerful state? I
Mhm.
didn't know what to do. And now I have the tools as to know what to do to really look at things differently, have a different perspective, put things into perspective, and continue to feel joy
Mhm.
even through the challenge. Yeah, the bonus for me was I thought that this was going to be more one-on-one between you and me, and
Mhm.
you working with me one-on-one, only, you know, listening to my life story, my challenges, and how you're going to help me. The bonus was also being able to listen to other real life examples with the other
Mhm.
people who you know, in that small group setting, and you real like, it's like I'm not alone. And you
Mhm.
can tell me that talking one-on-one, but when you're sitting and you're seeing and you're hearing other people's challenges that are similar to yours,
Mhm.
it helps you. It really helps to you to understand that you are not alone
Mhm.
in overcoming the challenges that life will continue to throw at us. And you know, because sometimes when you feel alone, you feel like, oh gosh, something's wrong with me. And that was such a bonus to really hear other people's challenges who are similar to mine. And it was inspiring and encouraging, like they got through it. If they can do it, I can do it.
You certainly can. Yeah. If it's true for them, it can absolutely be true for you too. Yeah,
Right.
that's one of the best parts about it too. It's like you get to see people week over week improve. And this is good for everyone listening here. When I say improve, there's two types of improvements. There's the where you see someone doing clearly better, feeling better one week over the next. But sometimes, as you know, sometimes people have challenging weeks. And when you're in the midst of that challenging week or that workout, you're not having those higher highs per se, but you're surprising yourself how much better you're getting past things. And that's the victory. That's the objective measurement. And when you see people who are having a hard week because they have a lot of challenges, which I'm not a fucking oracle, so I can't stop challenges. But when you see people that on those weeks where they're doing really good, especially considering whatever news, whatever's going on, it's really inspiring. Like, wow, they're just rocking and rolling, even though, you know, whatever they have going on. And so when you see that from those two vantage points, it's they're lighting the path for you. You're like, wow, this person's on week 3, I'm on week 1. I can see how well they're doing already. I can see how much better they're handling things, and they don't even seem like they're the same person anymore. And you see enough of those people doing that, it's like, I have a human brain, they have a human brain. There's clearly that potential in me as well. And that's why this is an experience, because you're doing it with other people as well. But
Yeah.
anyone listening here, even though they're group calls, not, we're not, I mean, the structure of the program is not one-on-one, it's in a group. It's still essentially a one-on-one experience, because on the
Yes.
calls, when you and I are talking, it's just you and I, where you're getting everything you need and everyone else getting what they need, but we're all doing it together, which really makes it even better.
Yeah, no, that reminds me, I had faith in this program, and I had hope that I hoped for the best. And love is, I rediscovered myself, and I fell in love with myself.
Yep.
And I will stay in love with myself, and I will treat myself better, all because of this program. And those three symbols, faith, hope, and love, will always circle me, ground me back to my daily practice. I call it my daily prayer and practice now.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And you'll talk about finding themselves. And I might mention this to you before in another call. When people say, "Oh, I need to find myself," I need to find myself. That's a phrase people use a lot. What that really means is, what that person's really telling you in a practical sense is, they used to feel good. They don't know how to feel good anymore. They don't know how to get back to that baseline of feeling good. So when they say finding myself, what they really mean to say is, I don't know how to feel good anymore. I'm lost. I don't know how to do it. But when you have that consistently, which you have, and you'll never lose again, when you have that, guess what? You're found. That's all that is. But that's really, when people say that, that's really what they mean.
I said that so many times, that like, I need to find me. And I ran, here, like, people have, continue to ask me, like, Michelle, because even the energy stealers, I can really stop a conversation that I would have before had got really sucked into, and it would steal my joy. But I lovingly and respectfully cut that conversation, and shift that conversation. And I now have the confidence and the approach to do it in a more loving way.
Wonderful. Yep. Step by step.
Yeah. Because that too, is part of rediscovering, when reintroducing Michelle to the world.
Yep.
I there is a shift in me. I feel it biologically. It's just, and I've never experienced a program like this before. Again, thinking about all of the therapists that I've been to that have given me different suggestions, this by far is the one that truly works. And I'm just so grateful that I landed upon it and I stuck with it. I gave it my best 200% effort, and the payoff is priceless.
Wonderful. I think I have one last question. I'm just curious of this one too here. At what point, I know you took a leap of faith. That's what everyone does. I get that. At what point in the program would you say you crossed the threshold where you like, this is going to work? How long did it take you before you're like, you crossed that threshold of like, this is going to work? How long did it take before you got there?
Yeah, I think I crossed that probably after the first full week, because I felt something. I was getting through challenges a little bit easier. Didn't jump like you said. You said you're not going to go from 0 to 100, right?
No.
But I felt that incremental shift, and it's like, and then after that first week, and knowing that I was doing something different and I was feeling something different, I knew that this had to have a positive outcome. No, I just want to say to anyone out there who is really at the lowest point that they've been to in their life and they're looking for a change, this is the program that can trigger such a positive change in your life so that you can enjoy life. You can, and it's going to sound odd, but you'll learn to enjoy the challenges. And at first, I know I was somewhat skeptical because there's a lot of, a lot of programs out there nowadays as to, how to get over your ex and how to do this. And this is one that really, it's very unique in your approach. I think it's the way, Lance, that you really partner up with your clients and you're in it with them. You're in it with them. You're getting into their challenges with them. And you can tell that you're emotionally connected to each of your clients because you listen and you really provide guidance that is spot on all the time. So, if anyone is looking for a program to invest in, this is the one. Because believe me, I've bought other internet programs and I still have the PDF files for that. But this is truly unique in that you walked me and the rest of your clients through this program step by step by step. And that's really the reward that I received as a client of yours at the end of the day. And I'm truly grateful.
If you're trying to get your ex back, there is one thing you need to do first, and that's to get you back. In the next 30 seconds, I'm gonna make your life a lot more simple, a lot more clear. It's not complicated. When you feel great, you speak great. When you feel great, you make different decisions. When you feel great, you become the kind of person people want to be and the kind of person people want to be around. But feeling great ain't a concept. It's not an idea. It's a skill. Even more accurately put, it's a conditioning. When you feel great, that is the crux, the fuel, the foundation to make everything come true. That is what shifts your relationships in your favor. But again, feeling great is a skill. It's a conditioning. Well, the only reasons why people go many years or decades without even addressing the core is very simple. Most people confuse times in their life where things are going their way. It's very easy to confuse times in your life where you're in Disney World or on vacation or everything's going your way. Just because you can feel good when things are going your way, that is not a skill. The real question is, can you still feel good when things are not going your way? Because the truth is, when your emotions get the better of you, that's exactly when you say and do things you should not be saying or doing. Contrary to popular belief, sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. So if you really want to change the trajectory of your relationship and really rebuild it from the ashes, you first have to get you back. People respond in accordance to the version of you bring to the table. If you get yourself feeling good, you'll start speaking differently, making different decisions, and you'll actually become the kind of person that people want to fight for. Super simple. Address the emotional core, your relationships and your life will turn around. Are you sick and tired of living an emotional Groundhog Day? Do you want to finally feel like yourself again? Awesome. Great. Let's do it. It is go time. All right. So here's the first step. First step in your resurrection is to attend my 5 shifts to go from pain to power in days, not weeks, not months, not years, days. So if you look below the video, you'll see a nice, easy link there to go attend my webinar. Again, it's fully free. See the link below, click it. It'll then take you to a page, just like you see here. Obviously, you're going to claim your spot. You click the link and then put in your name. Simple as that. Book your spot. Within a few minutes, you'll have an opportunity to attend, and I will show you a world you won't believe. But yeah, this is it. This is the first step here. And by the way, after you're done, you'll have an opportunity to book a call with me, not one of my coaches, me personally, okay? So that's it. This is your first step here. Enjoy the webinar and speak to you soon. Bye-bye.